Welcome into the State of Sports podcast. It is July 11th. I'm going to start doing the date every time. You guys will be hearing this July 12th. I'm here with Sha'Carri, a.k.a. Nick. That's his actual name. How you doing today, man?
Doing all right.
Doing all right. And then I got the big dog, Morgan, with his Kobe Bean Bryant shirt on.
Shout out Kobe, as always.
How you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
Good. From the fights last night, still recovering. Super tired.
Yeah, they always go so late. But so we were going to have Nocturnal on today. Nocturnal is actually on the injured report. My man caught COVID. Him and his girl caught COVID. So hopefully they will be recovering soon and he'll be able to come on and we can do the Ed Reed versus
Ronnie Lott.
Thank you. First Ronnie Lott argument. I had it ready and I have my whole notes ready for the Ed Reed portion of it. So hopefully, he gets healthy quick. Murph, if you're listening, stay hydrated. So instead of that, the boys and I decided we got All-Star weekend coming up for the MLB. So we're going to talk about our favorite MLB All-Star moments of all time. But before we get into that, we're human. We make a couple of errors. On the last podcast, we have a couple of omissions regarding injuries in sports. We missed a couple big ones, in our opinion. Let's just start off with Derrick Rose.
Yeah, it's a big one.
That's our bad.
That was a bad miss, D-Rose.
I'm sorry, D-Rose. That's our bad.
Dude's a former MVP, and we just forgot all about him.
Yeah.
Former. Okay.
He has an MVP, Nick. No matter how you feel about it.
I'm not going to get into why he has that MVP, but yeah, he's got it.
All right, you want me to start going off Steph winning NBA Player of the Year at the ESPYs again?
Not a single person needs to hear about Steph Curry on this podcast. Not a one.
He's a two-time ESPY winner now.
I'm very good. I'm glad for Steph getting an ESPY. That's I'm sure that means a lot to him. That's definitely legacy defining. But obviously,
there's one thing they talk about with Michael Jordan. It's the amount of fucking ESPYs he won.
Most definitely. But with Derrick Rose, I mean, the dude was a freak athlete at point guard. Could do everything. He has some of the greatest posters of all time. Honestly, I think he's my favorite in-game dunker of all time with just the way he would dunk and how vicious he was. My personal favorite. I'm not saying he's the best all time, just my personal favorite.
I mean, it's the only pair of Adidas's I own.
Yeah. And, he was a 2-footed jumper. That one over Steve Nash is wild. And then
Steve Nash the Hobbit, so.
And then that one-handed catch on the alley-oop. Oh my God. Super athletic. I did that in 2K one time with my creative player. Morgan and I lost our minds.
Sure did. That was crazy.
But you guys got anything to add about D-Rose? I mean, he's not beating LeBron in his prime, but
No.
Listen, this is a positive D-Rose aspect. We're not trying to shame him for losing to LeBron.
You bring up Steph Curry, I bring up LeBron James, even Steven.
I don't know if it's even. It's
You're
never
right.
going to be even.
LeBron's way better.
LeBron only beat Steph once.
Everybody go check out our new YouTube channel so you can see Nick and I's facial reactions. And that's what you call a plug right there. We have a dedicated YouTube channel now, really quick while we're on the subject. It's obviously M&M, the State of Sports. So you guys can check it out. I'll link it to the podcast so you can get to see all of our beautiful faces. We all Vogue now.
Especially Morgan's.
So off of Derrick Rose, unless anybody else has anything else to add before we move on from D-Rose.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
And then we forgot a big football one. Morgan, this is on Morgan because Morgan is a Packers fan. Sterling Sharpe.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't really ever see him play, so.
Fair, but as Shannon would say, and Shannon Sharpe's a Hall of Famer, Sterling was 2 times the player he was. Yeah.
You saw Roberto Clemente play? Because we talked about him.
Yeah, Morgan, you were bringing up players from the 70s in baseball, and Morgan just goes, Sterling Sharpe. No. Too recent.
Let me just check my notes here.
Listen, baseball's different.
Baseball's different.
That's funny. That's really funny. This seltzer is the first time I'm having it. It's pretty good. Little blackberry.
You brought up J.R. Richard from 1978 and Fred Lynn from 1975 in Boston.
Mark Fidrich is 1970.
My man Nick is out here just picking up the receipts, being like, no.
I got him.
I got him. So,
No, I mean, Sterling was Favre's number one receiver.
Yeah.
Won the Super Bowl with him. I mean, he was his number one.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Freakishly athletic.
Super athletic.
Crazy. Tough the injuries caught up to him at the end.
It is.
Should still be in the Hall of Fame, though.
I agree with that. So let's move on to another injury in sport that occurred last night. Conor McGregor, the notorious one, broken leg. Doctor stoppage. He made sure of that.
Yeah. He made damn sure.
He made damn sure of that. So we're going to talk about the rest of the card later, but you know, I want to talk more about the Conor stuff later too, but let's just talk about like the impact of the injury and where he goes from here really quick.
I mean, he's going to be out of the sport for no less than a year.
Roughly.
That sucks. And I think that his best course of action after that is going to be fighting a fucking Paul brother.
I hope not.
A Paul brother.
He's not fighting a fucking UFC fighter either coming out of the gate because he's going to get wrecked.
I don't know if he'll get wrecked. I mean, we've seen it with some of these guys that do have these injuries. Like Anderson was able to come back and win. He won a fight, but Anderson was older too.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing that like makes it tough. McGregor's still 32 or 31.
Yeah. I love McGregor, but being out of his division that long, that division can change so much in a year.
Very quick.
And nobody wants to watch him fight anybody but Dustin at this point.
I disagree with that.
I want him to just fight. Like you wanted to fight him.
He's big time. He's big time. You put him in the ring. I don't care.
Okay, there's a difference. There's a difference between what you'll pay to see him fight.
People are going to pay for
you
Conor McGregor fight no matter what.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying though. Yes, they're going to pay for it. That's a fact. What you want him to do though is different.
I want him to come back and fight somebody before Poirier.
Nobody wants to see him build up shit and then fight Poirier again. They want to see him come back and beat the shit out of him.
He's got to have a fight before Poirier. And honestly, if he doesn't have a fight before Poirier, it's disrespectful to every other UFC fighter because Poirier has a good chance of winning that title. And if Poirier doesn't win the title, then whatever, like face Poirier again right when you come back. I don't give a shit. But if Poirier has the title, Conor, he's been out of the fight game for so long. It's been a half decade and he only has one win. He doesn't earn to come back and have a title fight right away. He doesn't. It's like, it's disrespectful to every other person in the UFC.
He'll be lucky if that sport even is interested in him by the time he comes back.
They'll be interested in him. He's box office, baby.
He makes money, but so do the Pauls.
Yeah, but
I think Conor owns the 5 biggest pay-per-views in UFC history.
And it's also hard too because
2 of them were non-title fights. Like not even a title involved, which the UFC just doesn't do.
Go ahead.
When
he was sitting on the ground last night screaming out to Dustin Poirier about his wife being in his DMs, which fire burn. When he was sitting on the ground and they were leaving him, it looked like a broken man at the end of like a movie where he was just like the villain sitting there screaming, rambling shit, and the hero walked away. Like he, for once in his career, as a fan of him, I looked at him and I was like, this man is done. That's how I felt watching him.
So you're new to UFC because that's typical Conor. He did the same shit in the Khabib fight where Khabib absolutely destroyed him for 4 rounds. And
sitting on the ground though, injured, the hero walking out of the ring.
It was a different vibe, Morgan. I've watched the Khabib fight. I've watched Conor, come up through. But that was, I mean, whether it's true or not, it looked desperate. It looked like desperate for attention. But honestly, at the same time, if you want to say on the other end, good on Conor for promoting the fight that he knows is going to happen right after they confirm it's a doctor stoppage, then, whatever, like fine.
That's not how I read the situation as desperation.
I expect nothing less out of Conor. He's always going to trash talk. He's always going to do that no matter what. Win, lose, draw. That's just how he is.
Trash talk is fine, but But doing it as the other person basically said, like, I don't give a fuck about this person and I'm out and he's a shitbag and he's walking out of the ring and you're screaming at him saying that your wife is in his DMs as you're on the ground with a broken ankle. Like it reeks of desperation. And that's coming from, dude, I got a fucking Irish flag in back of me right now. And that's coming from a Conor McGregor fan. It wasn't a good look for him. He looked like the bad guy for once and like a true bad guy.
Connor's been the bad guy for a while.
It was a different bad guy, though. I can say that. Like, Connor's always had that edge to him.
There's a difference between being the villain and just being a bad guy.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously after like he annihilated Aldo and just talked all that shit. Yeah, of course, like, you know what I mean? But I mean, we'll see where he goes from here. We can get into that a little later. Like,
I wish nothing but the best for him. Like, I hope he gets better.
Like we could have this entire podcast could be on Conor McGregor and like his next steps in his legacy. But that's not why we're here.
No,
we're gonna do favorite MLB All-Star moments of all time. I'm gonna give the floor to Morgan to go first.
That's baseball, baby.
So, I mean, I think the first one I think of when All-Star moments and memories is the 01 Ripken year.
Yeah.
A-Rod moving over to third, so Ripken can finish out the All-Star game at short as it should, and then he hits a home run in his last All-Star game.
Pretty awesome.
I think he hit a home run his first pitch.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah. And that's just one of the first things that pops in my head is the Ripken. Two of my favorite players, A-Rod and Ripken, switching like that.
Cal Ripken, also a loser to Derrick Jeter in a previous debate. See in our catalog. I'm just promoting all of our own shit.
I remember we talked about that and we were unsure, but yeah, after looking at it, he had hit a home run on his first pitch and he won the MVP that game.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of my favorite memories for All-Star game.
That's a good one. Nick?
I got a bunch written down. I mean, there are some really, really, really good ones. One that stood out to me that I remember personally watching was in 2013. Mariano Rivera, his farewell tour, retired all three batters in the inning that he was called in for. And it was the first time since 1999 with Pedro that a pitcher won the MVP in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And he just annihilated people.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Mo did. That's going to be my first memory. It's kind of a combo memory. Fenway 99 is one of like the whole thing. The whole weekend is just incredible.
That is the All-Star game.
That is the perfect All-Star game ever. I mean, you had Ted Williams throw out the first pitch of the game.
Yeah.
And then you had Pedro on the mound in Fenway retire 5 out of 6 batters via strikeout. He retired all 6. 5 out of 6 were strikeouts.
Do you happen to have those 6 batters?
The NL lineup, I know that 2 of them off the top of my head was Sosa and McGuire.
I got all 6 for you.
Hit me with them.
You want to hear them?
I want to hear them.
Barry Larkin.
Oh, King.
Larry Walker, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Matt Williams, Jeff Bagwell.
Morgan used to love Bagwell.
Ruined him.
Love Bagwell.
Ruined him.
And then also,
I mean, and that's coming off the '98 Derby or the Derby at Fenway.
The Derby
was electric. My brother was at that.
Is a moment in itself with McGuire putting the show on over the monster.
Is that the greatest All-Star game of all time?
Probably.
The
whole weekend? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably say yes.
But let's not talk about, McGuire's laser show, super impressive. But let's talk about the champion of that home run derby. My king, Ken Griffey Jr., 3-time home run derby champion.
How many?
Not 1, not 2, but 3. The 1994, 1998, and 1999 home run derby champion.
Don't add a stock to disrespect.
Can you imagine if Doc listened to this?
I would fucking cry.
But Ken Griffey Jr., obviously my favorite player of all time. That sweet swing, his little bobblehead is right next to me right here. Look at that beautiful face. Look at that. I have to put him up against the Bronx. If not, his head's too big and he falls over. But
well, we got more coming.
We do. So that whole weekend in '99 is just incredible to me. That's like probably one of the first baseball moments I remember because I was like around 7. And I remember like staying up late to watch that.
Out on the cart.
Yeah.
Now, 99, if I remember correctly, was that the year of the sleeveless jerseys?
No. No, I know exactly what you're thinking about.
Because I'm picturing Griffey Jr. in them.
It was a home run derby that he did wear that in. It was like the red one where he was sleeveless, and
he had the under jersey under it.
Yeah, and he put a fake swingman tattoo on his arm.
Yeah, I don't know what year that was.
We need a producer so they can look at this up. So if any volunteers wants to be a producer, let us know.
But I do know in that 99 home run derby, Griffey wore the hat backwards.
He did, and he's just so
that
cool.
Started the whole trend. And
Which can we? Why do you not give Griffey the backwards hat on his Hall of Fame memorial flag?
Yeah.
Because the Hall of Fame sucks, Morgan.
Come on, man. Are you kidding me?
Go off, Morgan.
Go
off.
Go.
It's just the Hall of Fame. They don't like having fun. They're as bad as the NFL sometimes with the no fun league.
They're worse.
Way worse. I agree. Morgan, back to you.
So, I mean, since we're talking about big home runs and dingers, let's go to the longest home run ever hit in All-Star history. Reggie Jackson hit a 520-foot bomb in Tiger Stadium off Doc Ellis.
That's the one that went out of the stadium, right?
Hit the transformer.
Yeah.
Absolute moonshot.
What year was that?
71.
Yeah.
Morgan was alive for that one.
Absolute piss missile.
That was a monster bomb.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, that's how many feet? 500 or what?
520.
Imagine if they were track and exit velo back then.
Oh, baby.
140.
Yeah, I was going to say around the 138 range.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know, but that's an absolute fucking bomb.
Yeah, that's a nuke. Yeah, that is all over the place.
I agree.
So,
That's
I mean, there's that one.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a few more. Since we're in 70, let's go to the year before. Pete Rose runs over Ray Fosse at the plate and pretty much ends Ray Fosse's career.
And speaking of that too, again, another person we didn't bring up in our injury episode.
Yeah.
Just ruined his career in an All-Star game.
That's just how Pete Rose played. All gas, no break, all the time.
I mean, the train's coming down the tracks. We had to get off the tracks, man.
Yeah. And I mean,
Pete Rose wanted to win at any cost.
You get out of the way. I bet you did. Put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame.
I agree. Strong agree. So.
Wow, that's a good one.
Those are my two older ones. So
I got one lined up, more recent that we actually probably all remember. 2007, Ichiro Suzuki.
Ichiro's inside the home run.
First and only inside the park home run on an All-Star game, and top it all off, Ichiro Suzuki being who he is, went 3 for 3 in the All-Star game.
Shocker.
I mean, talk about just an absolute all-timer on Ichiro Suzuki. Top 20, can we all agree?
Yeah. Top 20, yeah, probably.
I would have to look at it, but maybe.
Top 50.
I'm saying top 20. Top 25, the most.
Yeah, Griffey was in the outfield for that too.
I mean, why we gotta pick on Kent?
I mean, very very few people can hit a ground ball to third base or shortstop, and you're like, that's a base hit.
Yeah,
very few.
It's very
He's
true.
One of them.
Yeah,
I remember back in the day playing him in video games. I mean, before the analytics came into play, we were in there just picking Ichiro Suzuki, knowing that was a base hit. That's it. He was just too good.
He was so good. Speaking of home runs, I want to talk about home runs.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
That we're taking back. That we're taking back. Let's talk about Torrey Hunter and Robin Barry Bonds.
Let's talk about it.
Let's not and say we did.
I remember watching that game live. And that ball off the bat by Bonds, I was like, damn, Barry just hit a home run. And this man, Torrey Hunter, a.k.a. Spider-Man, climbs the wall in Milwaukee and just throws the glove back, catches it, and brings it back. By the way, in that moment, too, that was one of the cooler things about Barry Bonds, because people always have this image of Barry Bonds of him being just like an absolute dickhead. And him picking up Torrey Hunter, being playfully, that's like what entails the MLB All-Star game.
The All-Star
kids-
game is just a fun weekend.
It's kids
Well,
having fun. Like
It
you're,
should be a weekend.
you're grown. It should. Well, we can get to that after. It's grown men playing baseball. That's a kid's game, and that was an awesome
Yeah.
side to see at Barry.
So I think the worst part of that for me being a Barry fan is my sister Felicia, who doesn't really give a damn about sports, just for some reason starts liking Torrey Hunter. And then for like 3 years straight, I hear nothing but, hey, remember that time Torrey Hunter robbed Barry Bonds? She doesn't know anything about sports. But she'll bring that up.
I remember she got his
So
jersey
annoying.
too. She got
Oh
his
my
jersey.
Just to spite you.
Yeah.
It was so painful.
Your sister is a great woman.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
I think that makes it so much worse.
how are the nieces and nephews? Imagine if she got them Torrey Hunter onesies.
I might have to give her that idea. I got her number. I'm going to text her.
Stop it.
Amazing.
But that was a classic moment, in All-Star game history.
Yes, it was.
Morgan,
Yeah.
you got another one?
I've got a few more. I'm waiting for Nick to set me up for one, but I'll go to the '93 All-Star game. Randy Johnson and John Kruk.
Striking the fear into his heart.
Randy Johnson throws the ball over Kruk's head, first pitch, and then Kruk just stands at the edge of the batter's box and lets Randy throw 3 right by him. It might be one of the funniest things I've ever seen as a video.
John Kruk made a business decision that day, in that moment.
And then in 07 or 97, he did the same thing to Larry Walker. First pitch over his head. Larry Walker then flips his helmet around and swings from the right side of the plate for one
That's
pitch.
awesome.
But he drew a walk. But just
That's pretty awesome.
that's funny with Randy because he's an all-time great, but they always forget about how wild he was at times.
Yeah, for sure. He killed that bird one time, remember?
Yeah.
Dude, that bird exploded.
Man, that's probably, if I could have one clip of our podcast like go viral, I hope that's it. Randy Johnson's control of me just go, he killed that bird that one time.
Sure did.
It
He
exploded.
sure did.
Oh man, there was nothing left of the bird. It was vaporized.
Yeah, that was Johnson's a different animal.
He was, man. We'll definitely have a debate about him. I don't know who to put against him, but we'll
Randy
figure it
Johnson.
We'll
out.
figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nick, you're on.
I kind of, those are the All-Star games that I personally remembered. I didn't write any down that I really wasn't like aware of
Yeah.
at the time. I kind of went personal with them, the ones I remember watching. I had written something down about Derek Jeter, just
That's what I was waiting on 14.
just the fact that in his first All-Star game, in his first All-Star appearance, he made $750,000 that year with the All-Star game. He was in the regular season, he was batting .324. He led the league in 127 runs, 19 home runs, 84 RBIs. And at the end of the season, they won 114 games that year, which I believe was leading the league.
That's okay.
But in 1998, to be yeah, it's all right.
All right.
But to be making $750,000 just for your first All-Star appearance, that's fucking bananas.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I was waiting on him to mention his last game in the All-Star game.
You can take that over. Go ahead, Morgan.
Well, that's not even what I was going to go to because him hitting the double down line, but the story was Mike Trout. Mike Trout won his first All-Star MVP that year. Then the next year, becoming I believe the first ever to win 2 straight All-Star MVPs in 14 and 15.
Mike Trout's
Yeah.
kind of good at baseball.
It's pretty good.
Mike Trout, very good at baseball.
Very good.
Confirmed.
If I had to call him anything, I'd call him pretty good at baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my last one is the final All-Star game at Yankee Stadium. I believe it was 08.
Yep.
September 08.
The longest All-Star game in history,
Yep.
I believe, 4 hours and 50 minutes.
That's crazy.
We
Yeah,
gotta speed up the game, guys. Time constraints.
I don't give a fuck, dude. If you don't want to watch baseball, don't watch baseball.
Yeah.
Simple as
Agreed.
that. What are you gonna say? Oh, short and long movies because nobody wants to watch them. Don't watch that movie. Pretty simple. What are you gonna shorten Scarface? No.
Great movie. Hey, we should watch that, by the way, on vacation.
Yes, I agree.
To the list. It's on.
It's on there. And we will
Yeah.
bring ginger ale.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm doing all of our plugs right now. August 1st, Nick and I will be on vacation, but we do have an episode coming out. We actually recorded it yesterday with Axel Poirier Jr. He's the owner of Team Island. So any, people that know, young people that are into football, that are trying to play defensive back in particular, that interview will be great for them to learn about him. He does virtual videos on YouTube, giving kids techniques and stuff. It was a really fun conversation.
That was good.
Yeah.
No, these two out here taking their actual vacation, not working. Meanwhile, I take mine, and I still am committed and work through my vacation. So
That's fair.
You work for Amazon. Your entire week is a vacation. Even Jeffrey Bezos quit.
But that was a really fun. That was our first. It's a shorter episode. It's like 20 minutes, but it was our first actual just interview only, and it was a good one. I really enjoyed it. Axel, it was fun to talk to.
It was a fun time. I hope we can do more of them.
Yeah, for sure. So he was a blast to talk to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any final All-Star game moments, Morgan? Do you got anything else in the tank?
Not really, no. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into some predictions for the All-Star game. Monday, Tuesday. Sick. Monday night.
Just the nights I want an All-Star game and a home run derby on.
Monday night, home run derby. Who you got?
All right. Are we going brackets or are we just winners?
I want your champ.
That's all you want? You don't want to see the thought process?
Nope. I don't give a shit.
Okay. Let's cut this down by fucking 7 minutes. I'm going to give you my bracket anyway.
Go ahead. Your world. I'm just living in it.
First round. I got Ohtani and Soto. Ohtani's going to win that round. On the other end of that, I got Salvi facing Perez. I got Pete, sorry.
I was gonna say Southeast.
I got Alonso. I got Alonso taking that side. Off to the other side, we got Joey Gallo facing Trevor Story. I got Story winning that. Matt Olson facing Trey Mancini. I got Olson. Final round, I got Alonso and Story. I have Alonso winning it all. I think he's gonna be a sleeper.
Fuck you, man. That was my pick.
Well, I went first, so you can eat shit.
All right, fair enough. Go ahead, Morgan.
I didn't even look at the bracket because there's only one man that's going to win this thing. His name is fucking Shohei Ohtani.
Damon. Okay. All right.
Shohei's big time. He's going to be big time. He's winning this thing.
Speaking of Shohei, let's just talk about that bomb he hit Seattle. 464. The fact that the kid hasn't taken batting practice all year long is disgusting.
Please, his at-bats are his batting practice. I want my heart told me Ohtani, but my brain went with Alonso. I think Alonso's going to be a sleeper. I think he's going to be really good.
That's fair. I think so too. He won one already, right?
Yeah.
So I can't have him win it again. I don't want him getting too close to Griffey.
Ohtani, I love Ohtani, and he's great, but you got to assume he's not going to go into All-Star weekend balls to the walls trying to get the Angels back to where they need to be
for that second half playoff run.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the bracket now. I pulled it up. First round, Ohtani versus Soto. I got Soto moving on.
You think Ohtani gets knocked out first round?
First round.
It's a bold prediction, Cot. Let's see if it plans out.
Juan Soto, a.k.a. another young and up-and-comer in baseball. King. What Bryce Harper should have been. Juan Soto is the prince that was promised, not Bryce. I know Nick has a gripe with Bryce Harper.
Bryce Harper is one of my favorite players, but say the tweet. Say the tweet you had. I'll say it. He continuously doesn't live up to the expectations of where number 3 in Philadelphia.
Allen Iverson reference for the people that don't know.
That's it. He chose number 3, and I believe he came out and said it was because of Allen Iverson that he chose number 3 in Philadelphia, and he continuously just does not live up to that jersey number.
Nope.
He's not doing very well. Ever since he went to Philadelphia, that guy has just I've kind of not given a shit about anymore.
Well, yeah, he took the bag and went to Philly.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
I mean, at one point in his career, he was the most promising prospect since LeBron James, and now I could give a shit less about him.
And then the year he leaves the Nationals, they win the World Series.
Yeah. If that doesn't put you on fucking suicide watch, I don't know what will.
Jeez. So with Juan Soto going on in the next round, I'm just gonna give you my champion. It's Juan Soto.
I think Juan Soto's so you got Soto beating Salvi Perez, Alonso. You got Soto beating Olsen, Story, or you didn't even do a bracket. You
Don't
just
need
said
to.
Soto's winning.
Don't need to.
I didn't even look at the bracket.
Eight seed to the 1. 8 seeds upsetting the 1 right off rip, and then bang.
So you think Soto's winning?
Yeah.
And Morgan thinks Otani's winning because he watches a lot of highlights.
No,
He's leading the league in home runs.
seriously, he's got a short swing. It's built for this event.
So are we making how do we do this? Like, let's make a wager with this.
Gentleman's bet? Well, not really gentleman's.
It's not really a gentleman's. All right. So what we'll do is the loser has to buy the Pop Vinyl trophy or Pop Funk, Funko Pop, excuse me, the Funko Pop trophy for baseball that we're going to have.
I believe it's the DeGrom, right? The DeGrom.
It's going to be the Jacob DeGrom. So what we're doing, everybody, is we're going to do predictions for MLB, NBA, NFL, and we're all going to have a Funko Pop for all of them. And whoever wins gets that Funko Pop until the next season starts. So it's like a little trophy. So what it's going to be based off of is who gets their predictions most right and such like that. So I say the person that doesn't get the farthest. So say if, Soto or Pete Alonso get knocked out in the first round, whoever has the least amount of home runs is the loser. Is that fair?
That's true. But this is also why I wanted to do brackets.
I didn't know.
What'd you say, Morgan?
I cut out there, so I didn't hear almost any of that.
Okay, so if you when Shohei Ohtani loses, you're gonna have to buy the not Pete Alonso, the Jacob DeGrom Funko Pop.
Loser of the home run derby prediction has to buy the MLB Funko Pop trophy.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So
which will be you. So.
Yeah, it will be you because Soto's. Okay. Yeah.
When Soto
Ohtani's not gonna win. Look, dude, I like Ohtani. He's not gonna win the home run derby.
Okay. I'll be waiting for my trophy.
Not if that thin Colorado air has anything to say about it.
Fair.
He will not be winning.
Speaking of that, we are going to have an episode midweek this week. A lot of baseball to cover. We're going to be doing our second half predictions. We're going to have MVPs, Cy Youngs, standings, who's going to win, the AL East, NL West. We're going to do it, division by division. We're all going to be talking about it. It's not going to be, separated out like where we're going to have different predictions. And the person who gets the most predictions right will be taking home the Funko Pop Jacob DeGrom trophy.
Yes.
Who will be on stream for everybody, because that's what we're doing, Morgan. If you have a trophy for a sport, you put the Funko Pop.
It goes
in
right in your little area where that W is, right there.
Well, here's one thing: Morgan won't have to worry about winning any of those.
You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to win.
Yeah, it's okay, Morgan. You don't have to worry about it.
I'm not winning the football one if I got to display that. It's not worth it.
So our other two athletes that we have chosen to ride with the podcast for the NFL, we got Patty Mahomes.
Your homie, my homie.
My homie, Morgan's my homie. He just says that he actually doesn't have anything against Patrick Mahomes. He just refuses to put anything Packers in his house because he's a petulant child.
Or a diehard fan, some would call it.
Whatever.
You can be a diehard fan and still have a pop in your house and not believe that it's going to ruin your season.
Yeah. How's that W hanging doing for the Cubs in the background?
I got it the year they won the World Series, so it did well.
It's actually an M for most fucking dumb team that did not win this year because the Packers suck.
Good tweet. Good tweet.
Hey, not my best, but you know what? That flag isn't his best. So
and then the NFL, the NBA will have the Donk Man, Luka Doncic.
Oh, the Donk Man.
He'll be our pop vinyl. Because who doesn't love Luka?
I mean, if you don't like Luka, you can fucking see yourself out of the Spotify channel right now.
Agreed.
But don't do that.
Yeah, but please, we really want the downloads.
Stick around. Yeah.
We're not begging, but we're mildly begging. Please.
We'd really appreciate it.
We really appreciate it.
You can't see it right now, but Morgan is on his knees.
If you go on the YouTube channel, you can see me staring. Please. into the camera. Shit.
Hey Morgan, can I ask real quick? Is that vintage Nike shirt you bought for like $80 fucking?
No, Matt gave it to me for my birthday.
Why are you laughing at that?
You gave that shirt away after you paid like $80 for it?
Dog, I did not pay $80 for that shirt. No offense, Morgan.
No,
How much was it?
Not that I wouldn't.
$45, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Caitlin and I got it off of, I think it was Etsy.
The shirt I'm talking about when we went to Littleton. You bought in the vintage store.
Oh, I am wearing that shirt. Yeah.
That's that, right?
Yeah.
That was like $80.
Yeah, it was $80.
Yeah.
Biggest waste of my money in my life. I walked up to the.
You will never see that shirt.
So, yeah, I realized it was $80, and I was like, gotta keep this for myself. But we were on the All-Star game. We got our home run derby predictions in. Let's just throw out a random question here. All-Star game MVP. Who you guys got?
It's gonna be Ohtani.
Morgan.
Yeah, probably Ohtani.
Yeah, it's gonna be Ohtani.
Fernando Tatis Jr.
Ohtani's gonna pitch and hit in the game.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it by default.
He is gonna pitch in the game, and Tatis is taking him deep. Market.
You know, Ohtani is great, and I like him a lot, but he is also a cash grab. Like, I get what he is right now, and like choosing him in the All-Star game to be like starting pitcher, he's not even that great of a starting pitcher. Like, to choose him in the All-Star game to be that, like let me just look this up right now. His ERA on the season
it's like
is
3.4 or something.
It's like a 3.45. Like,
I mean, DeGrom just went over 1. I mean,
they're gonna give Ohtani the MVP because he's the first player since Babe Ruth to be pitching and hitting in the All-Star game and shit like that. Like, I get it, but does he deserve it?
No. No, Tatis is hitting 2 dingers.
No.
If
dingers.
Ohtani strikes out 1 and gets a hit or hits a home run, he's getting it.
If Ohtani strikes out anyone and gets a fucking base hit, he's getting it. That's
Tatis 2 dingers. Market.
You think he's gonna hit 2 home runs in the All-Star
2
game? No.
No.
Yep.
I don't think he hits 1.
You want to talk about blockbuster? That's Fernando Tatis Jr.
If Ohtani hits a home run in the All-Star game, I am calling right now shenanigans, and that pitcher threw it down the fucking middle to get him to hit a home run.
He was paid off, or is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Curry now?
Yes.
I like Ohtani. I'm not.
I love Ohtani, but I understand that he is the fucking cash cow right now, and
Should be.
he's not going to fucking hit a home run in the All-Star game.
He's doing something we haven't seen in 80 years.
And that's the point.
I mean,
he's so fucking hard.
He's also leading the MLB in home runs. Like, it's like
He's not gonna hit a home run in the All-Star game.
Okay. Yeah.
Calling it right now.
That's a good call.
It's not gonna do it.
Let's continue on the All-Star game trend. All-Stars sitting out of the game. Quite a few. The entire Houston Astros team, and Mookie Betts and Jacob
gives a
deGrom.
shit about them.
But I know Nick has some choice words for these gentlemen. So, Nick, go ahead.
I do. I think it's a fucking bitch move. I think if you allow yourself to be on the ballot and let fans vote for you to see you in a game that they're going to pay money, and it's an all-star game. So you got to take out of the equation. This is not just Colorado Rockies fans coming to a game on a Tuesday. This is fans from all across the nation, potentially the world, coming out to see their favorite players. And you're going to, a week out, just be like, I'm not playing. I can see if it's injuries, family issues. I know that one player, I forget who it was, is going to be out on a paternity.
Yeah.
I could see that. That's fine. But just to be like, I'm not playing. That's so disrespectful to the fans. And it's disrespectful to your co-athletes who just take your name off the ballot. You like Mookie Betts. He withdrew. He's arguably one of the biggest names in baseball. And he withdrew his name. So other than just getting the votes and being like, yep, I got named an all-star again, he pulls out. That could have been somebody else's name on that ballot to get fan recognition, to help progress their career. And you don't have people flying out from different locations of the country or the world to see Mookie Betts, who's not going to even fucking show up. Like, I think it's disrespectful, and I think it should be part of the job. Like, it's like either make it mandatory to show up, or you got to go through some sort of eligibility process to play in the All-Star game. Like, if you're going to be on the voting ballot for 3 rounds of whatever the fan voting is now, and you're not going to play, take your name off of it. Like, there's no reason. Like, even Mike Trout, like, he's injured. Why is he on the ballot? That's stupid.
I agree with that.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't have an issue with it. I really don't.
Why?
Because they call it All-Star break. So it's a break. If they don't want to play in the game, don't play. It's not that big
Okay.
of a-
If you don't want to play in the game, then don't play. Exactly what you said. But don't attempt to get people to vote for you to pretend you're going to play either.
The whole voting process is a popularity contest. There is no reason Mike Trout should be in the All-Star game. None. He's been hurt the whole year, but fans still vote him in because he's a popular player.
Nobody is disputing that. The problem is
The
that
fans
he is
don't
on the ballot.
themselves voting.
The league doesn't take him off. It should be the player's decision whether or not to address their eligibility to be in the All-Star game. If you don't want to play, don't play. If you do want to play, you get voted in, you fucking play. Like, people are coming out to see you. You are still, at the end of the day, you are a fan service. You are entertainment at the end of the day. I get it's a job, but it's a fan service. Just fucking play. Like, what is the big deal? You're afraid you're going to get injured? Then don't play. Then don't put your name in the ballot to begin with. Don't throw your name into the ring if you're not going to fucking fight. That's it.
Also, on that aspect, Acuna,
Yeah, I hope he gets better because that's sad as shit.
I hope you get better soon. You know, he was awesome to watch. Hits dingers, super cool.
Part of that class coming in, that's just like
Yeah,
hitting fucking nuclear missiles out of the park.
those young kids, man,
Stealing bases.
stealing bases. Yeah,
Acuna does it all.
hitting for power, hitting for speed, fielding. You know, hopefully he gets better. Also, fuck the Miami Marlins for that inside the park home run photo where Acuna's just laying on the warning track. Eat shit.
Yeah.
Whoever runs that Twitter, eat shit, dude. That's not something you post about. You know, it's like, cool, you got an inside the park home run, but somebody's also out for fucking 10 months.
Yeah.
It's a fucking dickhead move.
Well, that's just like that. Who's the game? The pitcher got hit in the face and had like
Oh.
a seizure, and the first base runner stopped. You got like come on, man. Like there's some personal health.
I mean, I understand as the hitter, just like running, because you don't know what's going on out there. You know,
you can guess, like
But-
can guess.
it's not on the hitter. It's not, but it's more on the social media team.
It's not in the hitter, but yes, I agree with you. Like they are fucking scummy for putting that out.
Okay, good. And then back to the subject at hand. I think you should let the MLB know a month out whether you're going to be playing or not in the All-Star game.
Totally fine with that.
I think there needs to be like a deadline where if you get voted in, you're committed to showing up. Because if you're going to set the precedent where, you know, these guys are going to feel like Kyrie Irving taking PTO on the All-Star break when you got voted into the All-Star game, it's bullshit.
There's a difference between like the MLB All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game, where it's mid-season, you're playing and you're afraid to get injured. Whereas like the NFL is after the Pro
Yeah.
Bowl.
I mean, the Pro Bowl is a joke, so.
Yeah, exactly. But this is, I would argue, other than you know basketball, like the slam dunk contest, the home run derby is one of the best in-season events
Oh, I think it's
of
the
the
best.
year.
I think it is the best in-season event of the year.
And to follow that up, just the All-Star game is great. Like, you know, NBA is often looked at as the greatest pickup game on earth.
But baseball is much more enjoyable because they're actually playing. Like, you can't
They
half-ass
try.
baseball.
They
Yeah.
tried. Like back in, I mean, our previous conversation, back in '99, Pedro struck out a side. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He got 5 strikeouts within 2 innings. Like, you try in baseball. So for people to keep their name on the ballot, knowing full well they're not going to play, is just disrespectful to your fans. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I think it's a bad look.
Baseball is different now with the players because it's more about the money than it is what they wear on their shirt or jersey. I really think
Like,
that's
at a
big
certain
part.
point,
But I
how
mean,
much
like,
fucking money do you need to
and-
go out and play an extra game? Like,
And that's the point, though, Morgan. Too, you're like sitting there saying it's not like the NFL where your money's not guaranteed. Mookie Betts' $300+ million contract is fucking guaranteed. So go out there and play. It's not just on Mookie either. It's any player.
no,
You know what
I mean,
mean?
we're singling out Mookie. I'm singling him out because he's the former MVP. People want to see you play.
Yeah,
Like,
but also
that's why I'm singling out. But like,
the Houston Astros are cowards.
absolutely,
You go and you face your peers.
they don't want to.
You cheated. You got caught. You go face your peers.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, while we're on the subject, Mookie Betts can fucking take himself down to whatever road he wants to with that fake half a season championship.
Oh my god!
Thought we were gonna do it.
Let it go, Nick.
Thought we were gonna make it.
I'm
Let it
never gonna
go.
let it go. It's a
Let it
fake
go,
championship.
Let it go.
Let
It's a
it
fake
go.
championship.
Man, I heard this one quote at flag football one time. This guy was talking about a quarterback with throwing the football. He's like, man, you got to treat it like that bitch from Frozen. Let that shit go. And I was like, damn, that stuck with me.
Speaking of that, did you see Aaron throw the ball from the tee box to the boat?
No.
Absolute fucking bomb.
We'll get to the match later.
Oh my god.
We'll talk about, Rodgers getting revenge on Brady. We will discuss. But before we get there, we're going to stick with baseball to finish it up here. We got a couple more subjects on it. I know this is Nick and Morgan's favorite subject. More terrible hats for baseball.
Oh my god, man.
Like,
what are they doing? These
Not
hats-
making good hats.
I don't even understand what concept they were looking for here. It's like
Dude,
just a bunch of lettering over a logo with more it's so weird.
we thought the old New Era hats earlier in the season with like the landmark shit was the worst.
Statue.
This is fucking worse. This is like the kind of hat you would find back in like the late 90s at a gas station, being like, yeah, cool Yankees hat. Like, it's terrible.
They're $4.
I mean,
so I went and looked on their website. They're all sold out.
How?
people bought
Who the
that.
fuck is
People-
buying them?
They sold out of those hats. I don't know how. They are hideous.
They're the grossest fucking hats I've ever
Because
seen.
I
in
went
my
to
life.
go look at them all, and it's like sold out, sold out, sold out. I'm like, what?
Morgan was secretly trying to buy them. I know you.
I
Morgan. I
wasn't.
know your type. I know your type.
Wow. I
um,
feel targeted this episode.
Morgan was out there looking for a Chicago Cubs hat with cursive writing and a fucking bear in the middle of it. The grossest looking hat
hoping it
I've
would have
ever seen.
hoping it would have a stitched Kobe Bryant on the back.
Yeah, I hope it comes with another championship because you're not winning one with those hats. Like those are fucking terrible.
Yeah, Morgan, do you want to talk about how I know we can talk about the Cubs next episode for our midweek one about how it's over and yeah. Anyways,
Cubs are fucking terrible.
and a crazy event occurred this week in baseball. Daniel Camarena, did I pronounce that right?
I think it's Daniel Camarena. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Okay.
He hasn't been in the league very long. So
28-year-old rookie reliever hits a grand slam off of Max Scherzer.
first of all, you're leaving out very important details of this story.
Okay,
He was called up that day.
it's called up that day.
He was a relief pitcher. They were down by 8, I believe.
I think it was 6. They were down 8-2.
Was it 8-2?
Yeah.
Dude hits a grand slam. His first pitch,
Crazy.
his first appearance at the plate.
This is why I
Dude
have
hits a
you guys
grand
here,
slam.
just to check me. You know what I mean?
First time don't hold me to this one. I know it's the 70s, but I believe maybe 78. The first time a pitcher has hit a grand slam since the 1970s.
That's crazy.
It could be 78. I don't know the exact right now offhand,
Damn,
but that's bananas.
78 sounds right.
that's pretty ridiculous.
I think that sounds right to me, but regardless, since the 70s, first time a pitcher's hit a grand slam,
They always
and it's
say
his first game.
pitchers were the best players in baseball growing up.
So
There's a reason
I don't
for
know.
that.
As far as first appearances go, getting called up, suck on that dick, Wanda Franco.
Wow.
Eat it, Max Scherzer. Let's dip on over to the NBA where we have NBA finals going on. Not like the world would know it.
We sure
Suns up 2-0.
Suns in 4, baby.
Suns are currently winning 36-32 with 8:15 left in the second. As we're
Hold on,
recording
hold
this.
on a sec.
They're playing right. What?
They're playing right now. Yep, Sunday night.
Did Morgan leave? Like
He's doing something to talk shit. Oh,
He got
he's
a
bringing
broom?
up the broom. He's picking up the broom. That's awesome.
I had to go get the broom because
That
the
was
Bucks
good.
are done, baby.
what did you call it?
The broom.
The broom?
Broom.
Rum?
Broom.
The broom?
Are you like
You
a
want me to-
rough? Are you a
you want
rough
me to-
person?
You want me to enunciate and say broom?
Are you a rough person?
Yeah, I'm a rough person.
Can you say cool?
Cool.
Can you say whip?
Whip.
Can you say cool whip?
Cool whip.
I knew it. I could spot one a mile away.
So yeah,
What's that score for the Suns game?
38-37 now. 7:20 left.
Who?
Phoenix.
In
So-
what order?
Second. I think Milwaukee's going to come back and win this one. I do think it's a gentleman's sweep. I think it's going in 5. I think CP3 is going to end up winning his finals MVP in finals. And guys, where does that put Chris Paul in the allure of point guards all time?
I say he's top 5. I rank him at 4th of all time.
I agree with 4.
Where do you have him before the title?
4.
No, he's not top 5 before the title to me.
I
I would rank
have
him
4.
maybe, I don't know, 11th.
All
I don't know.
time?
You got to get a title, dude.
No, you don't. Let me guess. You have John Stockton ahead of him? Guess what?
Yes.
No title.
Yeah, but John Stockton's just he's John Stockton.
Chris Paul is way better than John Stockton.
Without a title, I got Allen Iverson over him.
I'm not going to
Allen
argue with Allen
Iverson.
Iverson. Nick knew exactly what he was doing right there.
I got Iverson over him without a title. So
No, I think Chris Paul is 4 regardless. You got Magic.
regardless,
Yeah.
I'm
so with
gonna
a
say
title,
Paul.
you don't put him higher.
Nope.
Why? So you think this championship means nothing?
Correct.
To him, it means a lot, but I
To
think
him, it means a lot, but to his
I don't
legacy-
think it shouldn't change that much because
It
he's
validates his career.
I mean, his career is already validated.
With a championship, though, it's I mean, think of the debates we've had in the past. Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady, we have said with a championship, this argument's over. So
But
you can't with Chris Paul
the thing is, though, is
put him up against another point guard.
here
With
you
the
go.
championship,
Though.
the argument's over.
Let's do our top 4 all time. This is a spoiler alert for an episode we'll do where we
Magic
do our top 5
Johnson.
of the- Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Paul.
Yep.
That's the and Chris Paul's not beating Steph.
But that's with a championship for me.
he's not getting into the conversation with Isaiah either because Isaiah's got 2.
That's
So
with a ship for me though. At him at 4.
who do you have? Like honestly though, who do you have ahead of him?
All right, the 3 we just named.
Yeah.
Then over him, without a championship.
I mean, you said he's 11, Nick. So I want to hear some names.
Yeah, I mean, I got Iverson in there. I got John
can't wait
Stockton.
for Steve Nash and Jason Kidd to come out of there.
I may throw Jason Kidd in there. Jason Kidd was great.
I gotta pay the toll for you being a troll.
I mean, I okay. Regardless of what I have between top 5 and top 20, you have him at the same spot with a championship without one.
Yep.
There has to be some fluctuation.
Nope.
None?
Because I think the biggest thing with Chris Paul is everywhere he has gone, they win.
They get better. Yeah.
They-
everywhere.
Except they fucking didn't.
But
He's got no championships.
OKC was horrible, and he brought them to a 4 seed.
So
I
did
mean,
they win?
The
Well,
Suns
here's the
didn't
thing.
make the playoffs last year, and they're in the finals right now.
You can't call somebody a winning team or a winner if they don't win a championship.
That's not true.
That's 100% true. They don't win.
All right, go back previous LeBron James pre-championship. Wouldn't you call him a winner?
He won the Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay, so Chris Paul won the Western Conference Finals. He's a winner.
He's not a winner. He didn't win the championship.
Then LeBron wasn't a winner back then, but he was. Like,
And I like LeBron. And I'm gonna say LeBron hasn't won 11 championships. He's not a winner at the end of the season. He's the loser. He lost.
bad take by you.
It's not a bad take.
Yeah,
He's not a winner.
Usually those are by me.
Yeah,
He's
bad
not a
take.
winner. That's not a winner.
you've had 2 bad takes in this podcast. This one and then the Dodgers half championship.
First of all, those Dodgers can go eat shit. And Joe Kelly wouldn't have dared wear that mariachi outfit if Donald Trump was still in office.
You leave Joe Kelly out of this.
Joe Kelly's a saint.
I
He's
love
a
Joe Kelly.
biracial angel.
I love Joe Kelly. Is he biracial?
No, I do not think he is.
No. Dude,
Shout
if you don't
out
win- if
Joe
you-
Kelly though.
If you don't win at the end of the season, you're not a winner.
He's a winning player. He makes winning plays. He's brought teams to above their potential for what they have been. I mean, he's a freaking hamstring pull away from beating the Warriors back in what, 17 or 18?
Who?
Chris Paul. They were up 3-1 on the Warriors.
Would he have beat LeBron
3-2,
James?
excuse me. Nobody
Harden
beat
in a big moment. No.
No. He wouldn't
Reggie
have.
Miller.
He's too busy filming State Farm commercials.
Cliff Paul.
That's why Kevin Durant didn't win until he went to the Warriors either, because he was too busy filming Thunderstruck because he thought he was like Mike.
Oh, baby. Love some Kevin Durant slander. Speaking of slander, let's stick with basketball before we get out of here. Team USA loses by 3 to Nigeria.
It's because LeBron's not on the team.
Are you fucking kidding me?
How do you lose to Nigeria?
With your starting lineup of Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Durant, and who was the last one?
Couldn't tell you.
A
Fucking
very
put-
impressive lineup.
They should have won 5-on-4 with those.
Fucking
four.
pathetic.
Yeah, terrible.
No heart, no pride. You know what? I was excited about the Olympics.
Coach
until
K.
Now,
this-
was it
That's the
not though?
key.
Was it not an exhibition?
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. We're
They
the
don't give a
USA.
shit. Well,
We're,
well, that might be their mentality too. It doesn't matter.
we're supposed to stomp on them.
I mean, if Michael Jordan was on that team, is that the dream team? They would. I mean, they would have given him nightmares.
Yeah.
like-
So basically, what I got out of all of that is Kevin Durant is no Michael Jordan.
Who said
Well,
he was?
I could have fucking told you that.
Wow.
Did Michael Jordan ever join the fucking Boston Celtics with Larry Bird to win a championship?
Probably should have, honestly.
Did he ever join the Detroit Pistons to win a championship? No,
Come on, Nick, why don't you talk about Kevin Slytherin
Because-
in the locker room?
he's not a fucking snake.
But overall, that's pathetic.
Kevin Durant. Hey, they look, man. I see a lot of tweets come out about Kevin Durant when he knocks down 3-pointers and shit like that in game winners, calling him cold-blooded. Yeah, dude, most reptiles are. I'm just saying.
That was good. Speaking of the Olympics, let's stay on topic here. No fans allowed due to COVID-19 ramping up in Japan.
Okay.
Do you guys care?
I mean, I wasn't gonna watch it anyway, so I definitely wasn't gonna be there.
All right, well, then
There's a few events I'll watch, but the
No, I
fans-
mean, I feel bad for the athletes. That sucks. To get your shot. Most of these, let's be honest. Most people in the Olympics who make it, this is their one shot.
Yep.
They're not going back. They're very young. They've dedicated their entire lives to this. They got to postpone last year in 2020 due to the pandemic. We're coming out of it. And now you're going to tell them you're going to play, but there's no fans. I think that's kind of a kick in the dick. Like, it's disappointing for them. Like, you know, certain sports, like definitely gymnastics and stuff like that, feeding off the crowd is a big thing. Like when you stick that landing and that crowd just goes fucking crazy, that's a huge part of it. So I feel bad for the athletes that they don't get to have that experience with it being their one and only shot, you know, kind of representing their country and being in the Olympics. So that sucks. I feel for them. That blows.
yeah. Yep. Couldn't
Yeah.
agree more.
I don't have much to add on that.
All righty.
Sucks.
Well,
I actually heard a take from somebody. I don't know who it was. It was a local sports channel saying that, like, basically they were like, hey, who cares? Like, you're representing your country. There's no fans. Just go there and do your job. Like, you should appreciate it regardless. That's a shit take. I don't know who said that, and I wish I did offhand right now.
Probably Max Kellerman or some shit.
But it was a woman. It's a shit take.
Was it Rachel Nichols?
Probably not. To me, it's a shit take. I don't know. You making the Olympics for the one time potentially in your life should be how you imagine it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand that.
and it sucks that they don't get to experience that. It's
yeah.
not everybody is fucking Michael Phelps or Simone Biles. You know what
Or
I mean?
Usain Bolt.
Or Usain Bolt.
Speaking of athletes not participating in the Olympics, Sha'Carri Richardson left off of the 4x4 100 or 400.
Yeah, she got taken off of the the list of the U.S. track and field.
How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys give a shit or?
She knew the rules. That would be the one thing I would say. She knew the rules. She admitted what she did. She knew what she did. So I don't really have much to add to that. Is it a stupid rule? Sure. So is going 10 miles an hour at the speed limit. But you know what? If I get pulled over, I'm paying the ticket. So
She needs to stay off the weed.
Yes. It doesn't really bother me, but I know it bothers her.
Morgan, any feelings?
But she shouldn't have
I
done it.
mean, I think they should have left her on the roster. Outside of that, I mean, she earned that spot.
I mean, are we trying to win gold? Don't we want our best athletes there?
You do.
'Cause, I mean, there was
But,
a chance she could run.
Well, and Morgan has cut out, so he will be back.
It's once an episode.
Yeah, it's you know,
We gotta have more. We gotta have a segment called Morgan's Cutout where we just talk shit about Morgan when he can't hear us.
We also got to start a GoFundMe for this man to get him a new laptop.
Maybe we've already talked about
We
it.
had that one episode where it was fine. I don't understand what I did that time.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I don't know.
We're gonna kick over to back to UFC. It was a big card on Saturday night,
Great card.
and I'm gonna let Morgan lead this one. Go ahead, Morgan.
So we'll just start off with the first fight of the night. My boy Sean O'Malley couldn't knock this dude out because this dude is just like a
He's a
Oompa Loompa who couldn't get
Fucking
knocked out.
zombie.
He was a green-haired zombie, and
He
you want
was
to?
a zombie.
I was watching the fight with one of our guests,
Oh my god.
Carlton, and Carlton goes, "That kid's from Massachusetts. He's not going to get knocked out easy." And that kid went at Sean O'Malley for over 2.5 rounds, just straight eating hands to the face,
You know,
just eating them.
I was
Over down-
unreal.
down here in Massachusetts and in the lower.
Can I get this in a Boston accent at least?
No. People like to back up their shit talk around here. So
Yeah.
that dude, as Matt sent me earlier, he didn't hear no fucking bell. Like,
He just kept coming, man.
he didn't hear no wood slapping.
He got a lot
coming
of.
out.
I'll say one thing: he got a lot of fans that night, and I definitely think he earned
I'm
himself
one of them.
a UFC contract. I'm sure he'll be back.
Absolutely. I was more impressed with him than I was with O'Malley.
I mean,
that's a bad take, but
I don't think it is.
O'Malley was
O'Malley landed 80% of his punches.
Okay, so why the fuck is that dude still standing at the end of the match when they cut it off with 30 seconds left?
Some dudes just have a chin. That's all
No,
that boils down to.
That ref cut that fight off 30 seconds left and took
Because
away.
the dude was gonna have CTE after the fight, not in
He's
20
got
years.
it already, Morgan. I promise you. 30 seconds is not fucking changing that. That dude took away that man's
Took away what?
his
He
dude,
wasn't
to
in the
go
fight.
the distance.
It's not a close fight.
To go the distance to finish the fight off, to stand through what you're saying, this man landing 80% of his punches and fucking this dude up without being able to knock him out. I'm more impressed with the dude that stands up.
The fight wasn't close.
it was
No,
it
it
wasn't.
wasn't. It wasn't close.
It was.
I'm not saying it's close.
So I don't understand how you can be impressed by somebody who got their ass kicked.
I'm
Just
impressed by
Just 'cause
somebody
he didn't
who.
get knocked out.
I'm impressed by
That's
somebody
not
who
that impressive.
technically
I mean, that is pretty
didn't
impressive.
get their ass kicked because he fucking stood up the entire time
guy-
and did not go down. He was laughing.
He
at
went down at
O'Malley.
the end of the first round.
Okay,
guy-
then why didn't he fucking knock him out in the second?
He ran out of time.
the
Had
second?
the guy had enough time to recover and gather his bearings again.
Well,
Nah.
here's the
O'Malley
thing, though,
fucking
Morgan.
blew it. He should have knocked him out in the second round. He didn't, and then he couldn't fucking do it in the third round. And fucking Mutino, is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He was fucking laughing at him in the third round because he couldn't take him down.
He just kept coming at him. But here's one thing though, that kid took the fight on 10 days notice. Wasn't in the UFC. 11. Wasn't in the UFC and showed up on a pay-per-view event as the first fight for his first fight in UFC. There was a bad stoppage by Herb Dean. It was. The kid was
Awful.
still defending himself.
Awful, disrespectful stoppage.
And honestly, the Sugar, like I like, Sugar Sean, but like him saying that he was going to tee off on him within the last 30 seconds bro, you had a friggin'
You had
10
fucking 3 rounds.
you
to
had
do it, dude.
14 minutes and 30 seconds.
He
where
had
you-
him pretty hurt there at the end.
Then why didn't he get knocked out?
Then clean him
Because
up.
Herb stopped it. He was going to drop him.
Why didn't he knock him out in 2.5 rounds?
It was a bad stoppage. If that's the case, Morgan, then let him knock him out. Like
He wasn't going to. That's why he wasn't going to knock
it
him
was
out.
impressive what that kid did in his circumstances, but obviously
I'm more impressed with him,
I disagree with that. Sugar Sean hitting 80% of his shots, very impressive.
and none of them knocked him out.
But we'll see. He's Sugar Sean's an up and comer. We'll see what ends up happening to the green-haired zombie. I wonder if he'll actually stick around in UFC.
He'll probably get a couple fights.
Yeah, he's fighting out of the same gym as Carlton's opponents.
Rob Font, his opponent.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll kick it over. I want to pause before we talk about the next fight. I want to talk about some of these Entrix music songs because they were fire.
Strong agree.
It was just a
Ice Girls.
Spice Girls, Notorious.
McGregor's entrance is always
Tenacious
fire.
D had a sighting.
That was great.
Like-
I was hyped.
I just think there's nothing like a UFC event with live fans. It's
Yeah.
just something different. It's a different feel. It's why I'll
watch
watch
since we've seen
any
one.
other
Yeah.
sport. We'll go to the Gilbert Burns and Wonder Boy fight. Wonder Boy was fan favorite. Gilbert Burns just better.
Wonder Boy.
Wonder-
I'll go.
I mean-
Hey, I'm gonna go out on it, and Wonder Boy fucking sucked that fight.
Yeah, that was
Wasn't
one of
good.
his worst fights.
The most out of the night, I will say, as much as respect for both of those fighters, the most boring fight of the night.
I mean, Burns is just a grinder like that. That's going to happen in UFC.
It's
It
not
is.
a boring fight. It's just a technical fight. Is really what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. I mean,
To call
get
it
that.
boring is kind of disrespectful to wrestling and jiu-jitsu and all
I
that.
thought it was boring compared to the other ones. Compared to the flash and the intensity and the fucking high pace. Like, I understand. I understand what the sport is, and I get that certain players are grapplers and submissions and wrestling and stuff like that. But that fight, like, they spent over 1:30 on the exact same part of the cage, not doing shit.
That's all positioning, trying to get the right position.
Sure, I get that, but as a watcher, paying $60, I didn't fucking like that at all.
I mean, you're gonna get one of those fights just about every card, depending
wish it
on
was-
who the main event is. Sometimes you get 2 or 3. So
I wish that
overall,
fight was
one.
earlier in the card. Then,
and
as you're getting
that's-
closer to the main event, I don't want to see that shit.
Gilbert's a former. He's like a number 1 contender. That
Who?
he's not gonna. He's is he 2? Yeah, he's
Dude,
he's not
Wonder
gonna-
Boy didn't do shit.
I mean, Wonder Boy's 38. He's getting old.
It was his last chance to get towards the
Yeah,
title.
he's just got such a weird style.
Yeah. It's very unique.
I mean, he's a very fucking tricky dude to fight.
Yeah, for
He's-
sure.
Yeah, he just has a style that you don't see anybody really fight like.
Yeah.
We can go back to the McGregor Poirier fight. Talk about the first round a little bit.
Oh, I mean, I want to talk about my man.
I was saving him for last, Nick.
Oh,
He deserves to be
He's-
last.
he-
I agree.
He's the real main event of that
oh
card.
my goodness,
Couldn't agree more.
this man.
So, Connor versus Poirier. I mean,
It sucks.
sucks.
You don't want to.
I think the one word that keeps coming to my mind for that is disappointing.
Yeah.
It's nobody's fault.
And I hate that Poirier gets the win for it because
You know, he
It's
does.
the-
He gets the win, but he didn't defeat him.
yeah, I don't really think they got to figure out a way to categorize an
up
injury
until
like
it-
that.
It's just going to be a win. It is what it is.
Up until that fight,
I mean,
him
if we-
leaving.
Yeah. If we're going to talk
didn't-
about that, Morgan, we can talk about Anderson Silva retaining his title against Weidman because his leg snapped in half.
I didn't
So-
realize.
I mean,
that
that's a fair
Poirier
point.
hated McGregor as much as that.
So their first fight, it was nasty because Connor was just a shithead.
Annihilated him.
He
Oh, yeah.
not even that. The pre-fight stuff, he was just had no respect for Poirier. And then the
it's
second
pretty-
fight,
Pretty clear. Connor has no
Poirier-
respect for anybody. Like,
he does. It's just got to be the right person. Because Cerrone, he had a lot of respect for. But
But
the
Cowboy
second-
didn't say anything.
True. But I mean, the second fight, Poirier came in different. He was a different fighter in the second fight. Of
this
them.
is This is the first fight I've watched McGregor where at the end of the fight, I questioned, for lack of a better term, my allegiance towards him as an athlete. I was just like, he came off as not just like he's played the villain for years, and we all know that. Like that's what makes him a superstar. Is villains have fan pull. Like that's what makes people watch it. He's the heel, as you call it. Seeing this fight, just him on the ground, like we talked about earlier, the desperation. He seemed just like a bad dude. Like I don't know. Like it was the first time I've watched him where at the end of the fight, I didn't fucking like him. I don't know.
Your wife sent me DMs.
Yeah, I mean, like you look like a fucking idiot.
Well, the
sitting
thing is,
on the ground, screaming your wife's in my DMs while the winner walks out of the fucking ring with a fucking belt, or not a belt, but like with the win and his wife. Like you look like an idiot.
My thing is though too with Poirier is why are you like celebrating Conor breaking his leg?
No. He wasn't celebrating.
He was
celebrating.
Yes, he did. Yes.
Sure was
when?
Celebrating.
At what point?
He literally went over to like talk shit to Conor as he was on the ground, and he did the McGregor
his
walk away
wife
from him.
was flipping off Conor.
Yeah.
Would you if you were fighting somebody like Conor McGregor who was shit talking to you in the fashion that he does, and you won regardless of how it was, would you not throw it in his face a little bit?
There's a difference between
you gotta know he's selling the fight.
Shit.
He's
Yeah.
getting you paid.
He's
Correct.
selling the next fight that probably is not even gonna fucking happen.
Before though, all of the shit talk McGregor does, it's to sell the fight.
Yes, I get that, but he's at the end of the fight I'm talking about. I would not consider that. I would not consider Poirier.
He's getting
doing
Poirier
it in the fashion that you are talking.
He's getting
about.
Poirier another check. So, like,
I don't see them fighting again.
Oh, they're fighting again. They will fight again. Yeah.
Dana already had talked.
Not for over a year. Not for over a year.
Well, I mean,
whenever he wants that fight, he gets that fight.
Conor's gonna get fucked up.
I don't know.
I don't know. Conor was winning that fight.
No,
he was losing that fight.
He was not
pretty heavy-handedly. He was losing that fight.
He wasn't losing the fight. He was not clearly winning the fight though.
The first
I want to say
round.
one thing really quick. That first guillotine attempt, he should have got. Poirier put his toes in the cage to get out of it.
He did.
And Herb Dean missed that. So
Conor, that guy, Herb fucking cut off the O'Malley.
Which is crazy because Herb
had a bad night. He's normally the best.
He sucked that night. Let's just say what it is. He
had a bad night. It happens, but
a bad night. I mean, you fucking ended two huge fights on a note that they should not have ended on.
Well, I mean, the Conor fight, he didn't really end.
Yeah. I mean, it's
but
just,
like you just said, he didn't call what he should have called.
The thing is, though, is we can go back. It's a missed call on the the Poirier toes in the cage.
He was at the wrong angle to see that.
Conor McGregor started off the fight really good.
He did.
Poirier was shaping up to be the fucking victor in that fight, regardless.
I don't know. I think Conor was going to be able to climb that second round.
Conor hurt Dustin's leg.
Yeah. I mean, in the process, though, he probably broke his own. So
he probably did.
He said he checked his leg and he said that's when it broke.
I didn't see Poirier really check anything though.
I do remember a part where he pointed over when he kicked him.
He did, but it didn't look like a normal check. I mean, maybe he got it a little bit, but I don't think he checked it.
So, I mean, really quick though, the fact that McGregor lasted that last 10 seconds with his ankle just dangling, very impressive.
Though. He just held his hands up.
He still survived.
I mean, watching that though, the craziest thing was like when he fell, it was so quick, real time, that I did not realize why the fuck he fell.
I saw it 100%.
I didn't even see it. It was so quick to me that I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
It's like Dak Prescott. You gotta hope it's just a cramp here, Jim.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Tony Romo.
I knew it the second it happened. I was like, yep, that's it. Because at one point, right when Poirier remounted him, you just saw his ankle just dangling.
Yeah, it was.
Conor, or very early on, was going out with kicks. I mean, if I remember correctly, his first move is like a fucking roundhouse.
He normally starts the fight like that. He normally doesn't throw that many kicks.
He doesn't throw them that hard either.
Well, he was hitting that. He was hitting Poirier's right leg.
And I think he did that because he was afraid of getting leg kicked himself. He was trying to wound Poirier so he wouldn't have to deal with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, we'll see. I hope McGregor bounces back. He's 32, 31. It's hard. It's really hard with him because
Yeah.
like he's got all the money in the world, and it's about at this point. It's about your love for the game, and do you actually still love the game? Do you have the motivation to continue to go out there and do what you're doing?
Poirier came out and said he doesn't give a fuck anymore. He just does this because he's good at it.
Yeah, I mean, people like Poirier. I don't really give a shit about him. To be honest,
I'm not. But
I don't feel either way. Like,
let's go to the true champion of the night.
Woo!
Not only did this man knock out a woman beater in that little bitch Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Preach.
He then leaves the ring just shotgunning beers out of shoes, doing a bunch of shoeies. I counted 4. This man, Tay Bam Bam Tuivasa. Let's go.
The next UFC superstar.
I
Promote
can't
the
think of
shit out of him.
Are you kidding me, dude? Like, him just leaving the crowd,
legend.
just absolutely chugging fucking beers.
We're bringing out the props tonight.
It was incredible. He was dazed too. Hardy got him good.
Hardy did get him. That was a desperation punch he threw, and he just caught Hardy.
And the thing is like Bam Bam said, I'm not the one you want to be throwing bombs with, dog. It ain't me.
Best part about that post-game interview is when
I loved his dance, shaking the belly, and that shit was awesome.
Joe Rogan asked him, "Who are you gonna fight next?" And he goes, "I don't give a fuck." He's like, "I don't give a shit, dude. I'm in Vegas. Like, who fucking cares?"
Guy's awesome.
It was amazing.
I can see him doing like a non-pay-per-view fight night with him being like towards the headliner of it now.
Yeah.
Dude's got to be pay-per-view.
Or he should
be
electric. The
he's
headliner.
Electric. He's electric.
He is.
Market him.
Hey, I mean, he's a very good fighter too.
He chugged a beer on the side of the cage right after he won.
He chugged 3 beers walking out.
He is the coolest motherfucker in the UFC.
He walked out to Spice Girls, bro.
The most relatable guy in the UFC. He's what you do when you create a character. If I could create a character where I could have beers on my way out after I won the fight, I 100% would. Tap X this many times to chug beer faster.
Absolutely.
Just doing it out of other people's shoes, like.
Now, let me ask you
guys. The
one
dude who put Tabasco sauce in his.
Do you think?
Fuck that guy.
Do you think that those shoes that he drank out of were plants?
No,
because he wasn't drinking out of
not at all.
shoes. You don't think
no
so?
Chance.
No.
A part of me thought they might be plants.
Nope.
If they weren't in Vegas, I'd say you may have a point, but they were in Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby.
That shit, it was just awesome. It was just a good fight night. I love good fight nights.
And he caught that dude on just like a lucky jab too, like.
Oh, it was a left hook coming in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just right on the nose, out.
I think
fuck Greg Hardy. Fuck
it was
Greg
his
Hardy.
eye. It was his eye.
Yo, that one punch closed his eye.
Yeah, it was he hit his eye.
Done.
Yeah, fuck Greg Hardy. That dude's a scumbag, and Dana White, you should have never gave him a shot. That is a man that doesn't deserve a second chance. If you guys, want to look into it, go look into the court case, into the oral history of what he did to his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend.
He's a bad dude.
Not a good guy. But
Carmelo-esque.
Do you got anything else? He's on my Carmelo list. That bad man in Utah.
He's on my postal list.
Morgan, you got anything else UFC related?
Not really. I mean, Addison Rae interviewing fighters was kind of cool, but
no comment.
And then the only other UFC thing is the Ngannou shit, which is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking with Carlton about it, and he told me Ngannou wanted to fight in September, and I told him August.
And he wants John Jones. I don't think he wants Derrick Lewis.
Well, I mean, that's John Jones that sells, baby.
Yeah.
John Bones.
But to have an interim title fight is just a joke. Before the guy even defends it and he's not even injured, come on. What are you doing, Dana?
Dana does what Dana wants to do. Dana didn't even congratulate Poirier.
Dana wants that quiche.
I don't know if you guys saw that. Dana gave him like a half-ass handshake and walked out.
Dana wanted McGregor to win.
Everyone wanted McGregor to win.
So
I don't know. I mean, that's the only other UFC thing I really have. Just
fair.
The bullshit with Ngannou.
Morgan, thank you for being our UFC correspondent.
Yeah, it's my thing.
So staying on combat sports, Wilder and Fury pushed back due to COVID.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It's not the fight anybody wants anyway.
No, it's not. We'll get Fury versus Joshua before we know it.
Yeah. Because
but yeah,
Wilder's just getting his ass beat again. So
maybe if he doesn't wear another like 30-pound suit on his way into the friggin' ring.
the Gypsy King's just too good.
What a weird shaped body too.
It's so weird.
So good at fighting though. Last subject, Morgan. This might bring a smile to your face. The match. Brady and Phil Mickelson versus Rodgers and DeChambeau. Rodgers and DeChambeau pull out the win. How do you feel about that?
Suck it, Brady. Hardest sport in the world. Aaron Rodgers beat you at. Clearly, obviously better than you.
I didn't know they were playing badminton.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron hit some crazy. His putter was hot all match.
Yeah, Rodgers played really well.
He came up in the clutch with all the putts. I don't like he had to play with DeChambeau. Nobody likes him. So
What do you want?
What? Do you like DeChambeau?
no, nobody likes DeChambeau. And
You like the math guy?
he got out driven by Brady. Like,
That's awesome.
come on, you little bitch. Granted, Brady hit a 398-yard drive. That's fucking wild.
What isn't that guy good at?
Winning championships with the Green Bay Packers.
We're talking about Brady.
Well, he's not good at that either.
That was good. That was quick. Morgan, with no NFL subject this week, is Rodgers coming?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't
Coming
really,
where?
until
Yeah,
play?
the season starts. I'm not even paying any attention to it.
Unbelievable. Well, training camp's right around the corner, folks. We're getting ramped up for that. I'm excited. Got my Jags with Trevor Lawrence, that beautiful blonde-haired son of a bitch.
That's gonna be so cool to see them not make the playoffs.
Eat shit. And
Just saying.
really quick before we get out of here, we don't have too much time left. Lightning go back-to-back.
I don't care.
4-1, like somebody
The
predicted.
Tampa Bay Lightning.
That's all we got.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's all the hockey talk we got for
Unfortunately, out of
today.
time, folks.
We are out of time.
I mean, I wish we could talk about hockey more, but I don't fucking give a shit.
I know.
Let's talk about the debate next week, boys. You guys go ahead, announce it.
All right, we got the two triplets coming at you. We got Roger Clemens, Mike Mussina, Andy Pettit versus Maddox, Glavine, and Schmaltz.
Can you say Glavine right?
Yeah, it's
It's
Glavin.
Glavine.
It is not Glavine.
I
Glavine.
say Glavine.
Wrong.
Right.
I say Glavine.
So Morgan will be taking the Braves triplets. Nick will be taking his New York Yankees triplets because that's right. Nick's a former Yankees fan.
And we all know how that ended last time.
I'm excited for this one. It's gonna definitely be coming from a lot of angles. Nick's triplets got a lot more wins all the time, but Morgan also has a lot more saves with Smoltz and
And,
Maddox. Yes.
Did you want to throw out that stipulation?
What's the
before?
stipulation?
No.
I don't want to hear any Roger Clemens slander in this next episode.
We're gonna have a good, clean fight. That's what it's gonna be.
I don't play it clean.
I think Morgan. I think you're gonna have to go out. Do they sell one of those blue W's with the letter L?
Well, I know what I need to. I want to judge this like a UFC card. Morgan goes steroids reference -1 deduction. hit behind the head. So I'm really excited for that one.
Morgan's gonna catch that L.
You guys better bring your A games.
Do I not?
You got a good track record lately.
Lately.
Number 8, Kobe Bryant would disagree, but
Strong disagree.
And I've won my last two.
you bounced back. That's right.
You know, I had to give you the charity win for Jeter. So
Nick's just
And
sitting
I
here.
gave you the charity one against Carlton.
Well, we can go on tit for tat with this all night.
I've gotten abused all episode. This is my feeling.
Morgan, don't say all episode. It's been all day. Nick's got a couple fire jumps off on you.
Yeah, let me read those. Let me go into those texts.
And that's all the time we got today, guys. So, anything else to say besides those funny jokes before we get out of here?
I mean, just me off of a closing note. All three, well, two, including the one I like, of our fucking baseball's heroes fucking lost today. It sucks. Fucking Red Sox lost 5-4 to the Phillies. DeGrom's Mets lost 6-5, and the Padres lost 3-1.
Cubs didn't lose today.
Yeah, well, the Cubs suck.
Did they have an off day?
No, they got postponed.
All right.
Cubs suck.
So
It's so bad.
let's plan. What day do we want to record? Wednesday?
Yeah, probably.
Because the All-Star game's Tuesday.
All-Star game's Monday, Tuesday. Let's do
Yeah,
Wednesday.
we'll be recording Wednesday night. The episode will be dropping Thursday. Second half preview of the MLB season. I'm going to be taking home that,
run derby winners.
Yeah, and who's buying that Punko? Fuck, I can't fucking talk.
I think we all know who's buying
We'll
it.
find out pretty quick because nobody has the same screen.
No,
so this
we
is
don't.
not gonna work.
It's definitely the guy's name that's not his real name, Stash Cuddy. He's buying it.
It's the dude with his own fucking first initial upside down on his wall. That's him.
Morgan, are you going to say it's me?
No.
Morgan goes, no. Nick went too hard on me this episode. I'm going against Nick. All right. So, yeah, that's what we got planned coming up here. I'm excited. We'll have some more stuff dropping soon. I hope everybody has a good start to your week. We'll be seeing you Thursday morning. And I hope you guys have a good night.
Absolutely.